Hi, Michael.
Oh, hello. Mrao. Tim Allen Kuchik.
I am, oh, there's Tim.
I'm here also, but I was hiding.
Okay.
Hey, Fàilte.
I have to get the view just right. Full screen. Okay, great. Yeah.
No, Kimraha hula dunya.
Oh, oh, Glaiva. Glaiva, why not? Glaiva.
Okay, well, shouldn't
Let's see. Hi, four. Hi.
Hi, Beck and Four on you.
Yeah. Did you get snow?
Snack.
A snack?
Yeah. Daniel Haast, Stoka, by Faske Rocha, near freezing, okay, Sabatan, because he sheen. So, I don't know.
If you get rain, you'll get snow?
Well, kind of listen. Like, yeah.
Maybe.
We will say, Four Gior.
Cold.
If it's cold enough.
It's getting cold here.
Yeah.
It was 49 degrees this morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's cold for us.
Yeah. Well, in the mountains, it was 39.
Oh.
Yeah. So not quite cold enough for snow, but Fasker. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Hello, D. Kimarau.
Hello. Hamigama.
Oh, Gleba. I told you. Okay. So anyway, Kuyu. So Kimrahan Chicha, Portobello. How's the weather where you are?
Hi, Fur.
Billy Fur, okay. Hi Fur on show Kuchik. Hi Fur Fuganacha all over the place. Yeah. So, Kuyu.
So it's winter.
Oh, yeah. Cigar.
Winter.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But it's not the first day of winter. Doesn't that come?
No, but it's getting there. It's getting there. Anyway, just while I'm thinking about it, I'll probably say something else. But we're going to take next week off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Thanksgiving. Well,
Uh-huh.
especially this class, which is on Thanksgiving evening. So anyway, yeah, the evening before Thanksgiving. So I think it's only reasonable that we take it off, and then we'll pick up
The
the following
following.
week. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So, and then I'm going to repeat myself in just a moment for Heather. Yeah. Oh, so Heather, I just announced we're going to take next week off. And especially, tonight, Wednesday, which is
Yeah.
just the night before Thanksgiving. So anyway, so
People with families, they've got to
yeah,
cook, they've got to
yeah.
shop, they've got to clean the bathroom, clean the forks, wash the tablecloths.
Okay.
There's an endless number of things that
Okay, well,
put locks on all the closets.
locks in all the closets. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, just Misha agus Mavak. I guess just me and my son. And so Genial Fisic Glanach Akin. We don't know anything about cleaning.
Uh,
Misha's Mavak. Jay Glanach Jay Glanach. What is this you call cleaning?
it's not in the DNA.
Yeah, not in the DNA. Yeah. So,
Well, it's good you both are in the same boat.
yeah,
It's tough when one's not in the same boat with you on that.
yeah. Well, we are in the same boat.
Yeah.
But Koyu,
So do you cook? Do you cook?
oh,
A cookery?
a cooker. Be me a gin of big me in law. I make lunch. Edamahonsa. I guess Bimavak a gin of junior, and my son makes dinner. Okay.
Oh, uh-huh.
So I guess so. Koyu. I,
Oh, that's good.
yeah. I
Does anyone cook turkey?
well, we will. Yeah. So so that's one major cooking job that we partake in. So we'll make a turkey dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
My niece that lives with me, she announced that she would like ham instead of turkey.
Uh-huh.
We're having both.
I may have both too. If
I,
I
I
can
would
find
too.
turkey parts,
Uh-huh.
I'll between now and next week, I'll get a half a breast and a thigh because her partner likes the dark meat. So
Uh,
I don't know, we'll just have a little bit. I don't know when it's not very many people, you really get to have what you want if you can
yeah,
cook it,
yeah. Well, if you
what you're
can
thankful
grab it
for.
first, yeah. So what do we call a turkey? What is a turkey?
According to Duolingo, it's Kirk Frank, French chicken.
Kerk
That's what
Frangish.
they said. I don't know.
Kerk Frangish.
Yeah.
Franca.
Kerk Frangish. Yeah, the French chicken.
And not how they got that one. That's strange because turkeys came from America.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And
they must have gone back. Uh, I don't know. Well, the French would take them back when they were up above New Orleans in that area.
well, maybe from Quebec,
Oh,
because the French were in North America in
Uh-huh.
1700s.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Stoka. Uh-huh.
If they could catch them.
Yeah. Well, if they could hunt them, okay,
Uh-huh.
just hunt the wild turkeys. Kerkringers. No, anyway, kuyu. Okay, that's in my. All right. Okay. Okay. Well, let's get started. And I'm not sure what exactly our sharing situation is. I have my it for a couple of weeks it was going just fine on my main computer, and then last night it just kind of went out,
Oh.
and don't know why, but anyway, but I've got my backup computer up and running, so we'll see if that works. So anyway, all right, okay. Well, let me share. Let me do a little bit of sharing. Share the sound. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Ghàidhealtachd. Biannaga plus Injuk. Okay. And here we have the pipers of the week. And you'll soon see the sense of that. Okay. Why we have all these pipers. Okay. And Ghàidhealtachd. Of course, I will upload the video of the class, the recording of the class, so you can refresh your memories. Okay, so Fàilte. Okay, so I thought this was kind of fun, and we'll see if it works. Okay, so got right. Now, could you hear that?
No, we can see it, but no hear it.
Couldn't hear it. Okay, all right. Well, give me a moment. Let me try one more thing. Maybe it has to do with the browser I'm using. Let me try the other browser. Did you hear that?
No.
No.
No, still didn't hear it. Okay, all right. Well, I will try the other computer now. Let me go on Zoom. Okay. Zoom. Right. Okay, so I'm going to stop the share here. I don't know. Yeah. Let me share and share sound. Share. Okay. Right. So we're sharing. Okay, we're sharing that. Now I want to go on. Let me see then. I know what that. Oh, all right. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, this is good. Okay. We have, yeah. Okay. So here we go. Piper set a world record in Melbourne, Australia.
Wow.
Let's see.
Sometimes a whole life can change in just a single
Can you hear that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
moment. But no moment ever happens alone.
Well, we love breaking a world record, don't we? And there are hundreds and hundreds of people here from the public to watch this very special moment.
Well, I've been playing bagpipes since I was 9, and I'm just sort of thinking this would be a bit of fun towards the end of my career. Go out with a bang.
Okay. Anyway, all right. So the point is, it was a world record set by assembled bagpipers in Melbourne, Australia, for the most pipers together. Okay. Hundreds of
Wow.
bagpipers. And they were playing AC/DC's rock and roll classic, It's a Long Way to the Top. So anyway, so I just thought that was kind of fun. And something else, another little bit of news, is Scotland. Oh, I don't know what that is. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Let me sign out, stop the share here. Scotland beat Denmark 4-2 in the qualifiers for the World Cup, and they will be going to Scotland will be going to the World Cup for the first time in
I think it's 28 years, I think.
28 years. Okay.
I saw it today.
Yeah. And beat Denmark resoundingly 4-2. So, and a couple of fantastic goals. One was a guy doing, one of the Scottish players doing a backward kick.
Oh, wow.
And then the other one, the last goal to tie it all up, to tie up the victory, the Scottish player made a goal from the halfway mark.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, just a long looping. Yeah. And you can guess the Scots went crazy. So anyway, so all right. So that's
When did that happen?
just a couple days ago. Yeah. So and the World Cup, I guess, is next year. I'm not quite sure where it's going to be. They've decamped from most of the American locations. It's supposed to be in the United States, but because of the present administration's unfriendliness to travelers, many of the games have been relocated to Canada and Mexico. So anyway, but wherever it is, Scotland will be playing, and we just hope that they play for a long time and go all the way through. So anyway, so that's that. All right. So let me go back to share. And I apologize that I'm not getting the sound to work, not getting the full share on this computer, and I don't know why. I mean, without explanation, it started working, and then just yesterday, without explanation, it stopped working. So, not quite sure what is going on. So anyway, all right, but we'll go to Shanach on the Shechina. Well, at least you can hear me. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Shanach on the Shechina. Okay, so here we go. An uurvis kach shul har harish in a luing be an luskin a fudig ekentai. An uurvis kach shul har harish in a luing be an luskin a fudig ekentai. When of this? Well, that we know from our recent lessons. It's the future or the habitual kach. Kach is a great word. It means the rest. And one interesting thing is it means the rest or the others or something like that. But it doesn't use a definite article. It doesn't use an explicit the. So kach by itself means the rest, okay? Ashul har harish, traveling abroad, har harish, okay? Okay, ernaluing, on the ships, okay? Luing being the plural of long. B, on leskin afudik the lazy bones will be staying at home. Okay, so while the rest are traveling abroad on the ships, the lazy bones stays at home. Okay, so and I think this speaks to the long experience of Gaels having to travel out to make a living. Because Scotland being a pretty poor country, many Gaels had to travel out either on ships, fishing, or on merchant ships, or just traveling to other countries, emigrating. So a long experience of Gaels having to travel out. So the industrious ones traveled out, sometimes going to, the major cities in Britain, Edinburgh, Glasgow, London, but while the lazy bone stays at home. Okay. All right. So anyway, so an urevis kach ashul har naluing be an luskin of ekentai. All right, there you go. All right, so that's the proverb for the week. Okay. Okay. And Leshkin doesn't mean literally lazy bones, but it means a lazy person. Okay. All right. I just translated it as lazy bones because that's kind of how we would say it. Because remember, when we're translating, sometimes you can't translate word for word. You have to translate, you have to kind of make an interpretation as to what would be idiomatic in the target language. How you would say it in the target language. So anyway, you have room for some poetic interpretation. Right? Okay. All right. Okay. So now that takes us to grammar na Shechina. Grammar na Shechina. Okay. The conditional and the counterfactual. This is how we say if something were to be. Okay? Okay. And we use the conditional form of the verb be, which is viag. Viag. Okay? This gives us something like would be. Okay? And I'll just make that mark. Okay? Equals would be. Okay? And we can use it by itself. Just like we use ha or va or be by itself, or we can use it with a verbal noun. Okay. All right. So viag ma, it would be good. So there we have a conditional, viag ma. Okay. Okay. It's a little bit different from it will be good. It will be good communicates it's definitely going to happen. It's definitely going to be there. Definitely going to be good. Okay, so viag ma, if it's warm tomorrow. Okay. It would be good. Okay, I don't think it's going to be, but viag ma. Okay. Viag rui anton race. Okay, he would run in the race. Viag rui. Okay, he would run, not he will run, and not he is running, but he would run. Okay, and very often this is conditional. If he weren't sick, viag rui anson reis. If he hadn't broken his leg, viag rui anson reis. Okay, viag adol hiana keli. She would go to the keli. Ach. Femi e oper, okay, but she has to work. She would go to the Kaylee, but she has to work. Femi e oper. So the femi e oper is not in the conditional. That's just something that's definite. But if she didn't have to work, she would go to the Gaelic. Okay? Okay. And the question form is big. Biagema. Would it be good?
Biagema.
Okay, biagema. So you notice for the conditional, for the question, we drop the lenition. Okay. Okay. So I'm big. Okay. I'm big a rui ansan reish. Okay. Would he run in the race? Yeah. Would he? I'm big a rui. I'm big. So it's big for the statement. I'm big for the question. I'm big Iadol on Kaylee. Would she go to the Kaylee? Okay, would she go to the Kaylee? Okay. Okay, so if she didn't have to work, I'm big Iadol on Kaylee. Would she go to the Kaylee? Okay. The negative form, we go back to the lenition. Havig Eadol. He would not go. Okay. Or havig emai. It would not be good. Havig. So we go back to the lenition. Okay, havig. Okay. And the negative question form. Nach biegema. Would it be? Wouldn't it be good? Wouldn't it be good? Okay. Wouldn't it be good? Okay. Okay. Nach biegema. Nach bige ruians and race. Wouldn't he run in the race? Okay. Or not big Iadol on Kaylee. Wouldn't she go to the Kaylee? So you notice the difference between the negative and the negative question. And then also keep in mind that these question forms, the negative question form, can also be used as exclamations. Nach bige ma. Okay. Yeah, wouldn't it be good? Yeah, so I'm not asking you a question, I'm making a statement. Nach bige ma. Nach bige ma. Dan bige fur. Dan bige bla amarig. Wouldn't it be good if it were warm tomorrow? Dan big. Okay, or no, but this say bla amarig. Nach bige ma. Wouldn't it be good? Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, so a special feature of this form for the first person, that's the first person singular and the first person plural, that's I and we. There's a special verb form that folds the verb in with the pronoun, okay? Okay, so Vian is I would, not Vian me, and you would not say Viag me, you just say Vian. That contains the first person pronoun, okay? Vian adol on Kaylee. I would go to the Kaylee, okay? Or Vian a koper amarak. I would work tomorrow. Vian. So note that, so this takes a little getting used to, because note that you have to remember not to use, in this case, the mean. This only works for the I and the we, okay? All the other forms you use the pronoun. I'm being, would I? Okay, so like the Viag form, you drop the lenition. I'm being Jashel. Would I be ready? I'm being Jashel. I'm being Gachutchikuk. Would I help him? Okay. Gachutchikuk, I'm being. Would I do something? Okay. And negative, Chavi and Achian. I would not come. Chavi and Achian. Okay. Okay. And a negative question, nach bien, wouldn't I? Okay, wouldn't I? Nach bien. And there's another form for the plural. I got my, let's go. Vehemuch. We would. Vehemuch. For some reason, I love to say I love the much form. Vehemuch. And as we tackle other verbs, we'll see that these two forms, the vean and the vehemuch form, pertain to other verbs as well. Okay, so whenever I go outside with my dog, I say rachamuch valach, which means let's go. Okay, let us go. Okay, vehemuch, we would. Okay, vehemuch akoshik ethan try. We would walk on the beach. Vehemuch akoshik. So note there's no sheen, and you have the verbal noun, so vehemuch akoshik, or vehemuch a jinnaf junior. We would make dinner. Okay. Or plural question, am vehemuch. So again, we drop the lenition. Am vehemuch a skrivich liedje. Would we write a letter? Am vehemuch jevich lor more. Would we read a big book? And a plural negative, vehemuch arui. We would not run. And a plural negative question, nach vehemuch. Nach vehemuch, wouldn't we? Whatever. Okay, nach vehemuch. Okay. And to emphasize, not vehemuch sheen or vehemuch I'm vehemuch sheen. Okay, just like it's not I'm being me. Okay, it's not that. Okay, just I'm being it's being and vehemuch and all the other forms. Okay. All right. So otherwise we follow the pattern, and I wrote the pattern down there that I just went down. Now, the counterfactual. Counterfactual has to do with things that are, you might think of it as the what if. Okay. And there's two things going on here. Okay. So if I say mavisse bla amarach, if it is warm tomorrow, it might be warm. We'll see. Okay. That's not counterfactual. That's conditional. Maha erget aken. If I have the money, okay, it's possible. Let me check my wallet. Okay. Okay. Let me call my bank. Okay. Okay. So maha erget aken. I might be. Okay. But if we're using, if we're referring to something that does not exist, or very often in the past, that didn't exist in the past, and so it's counterfactual. I mean, this, it's well in English, if somebody said, well, if we had made that last point, we would have won the game. I mean, that's counterfactual. Our team did not make the last point, and we didn't win the game. But but the armchair quarterback is just saying, well, if we had made that last goal, we would have won. Okay, something like that. That's counterfactual. That's against fact. And this counterfactual is very often used in the past, because you can't say something in the future is against fact, because it's not a fact yet. It's just speculation. But so a possible usage would be nambiege bla anje vien a snav outsavur. If it had been warm yesterday, nambiege, I would have swum in the ocean. Vien a snav, I would have swum. Okay. And then note a different if. Here's where we use the nam, the non or the nam. Okay. Okay. The nam refers to the counterfactual. The ma refers to something that's possible. Mavisse bla amarik, if it is warm tomorrow. Nambiege bla anje. We know it wasn't warm yesterday. Okay. But if it had been, we would have gone swimming in the ocean. Something like that. If it had been. Okay. Vige ado agalapa. He would have gone. He would go. to Scotland. Nambiag eriget galore echa. Nambiag. If he had had enough money, eriget galore echa. Nambiag. Okay. Counterfactual, nambiag. And so you use the biodh form, okay, not only conditional, okay, but also counterfactual in the past. Okay. So he didn't have enough money, but if he had, he would have gone to Scotland. It was not warm yesterday, but if it had been, we would have gone swimming. And so there's two things to note there. We use both the conditional biodh form and the nom. Okay, have to use the nom. Okay, so note here. Okay, I'll put a note for this sense. We must use nom or non as the if. Okay, we have to use nom or non for if. Now, non, we're using nom here because biodh begins with a B. I mean, follows the mother makes what? Betty makes pies, yeah, something like that. Okay, so we're using nom, but with another verb that began with another letter, we'd use non. Okay, and we'll get to that. I think I'll cover that. Well, not next week, but 2 weeks. Okay, when we resume, I'll cover the conditionals for the other verbs. Okay. Anyway, all right. So now this form, this conditional form, can also be used in for the past continuous action. Okay. All right. So out in the lion shin, viege adol yan varkich gachla. In those days, viege adol, he would go to the market each day. So you see, this is a continuous action. Not that he went to the market one day, but every day he'd go to the market. Okay. Nuravami namvalak, when I was literally in my boy, when I was a boy, vien snav ansavur, I would swim in the ocean. Okay. Nuravami namvalak. So this is not conditional. That's a fact. And as difficult as it is for some people when they look at me to imagine I was ever a boy, I was actually once. And Nuravami namvalak, vien snav, I would swim. Okay. And this is not conditional. This is continuous action. So, and this is kind of similar to the English usage. We can communicate this sense in English. Right here, I would swim. Okay, so that communicates in English. There's almost the same sense. He would go. I would swim. Okay, all right. So implying on a regular basis. So not implying, just saying. Okay. Different from Nirvami Namvalik Nav Miansavur. When I was a boy, I swam in the ocean. This communicates more about I'm looking at one particular time that I did this. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Nurahurik Sheen in San Francisco. When we lived in San Francisco, Vimich Achlunchen Dutach Antaya Holish. When we lived in San Francisco, we would hear the lighthouse horn. Vimich Achlunchen. We would hear. Okay. Okay. And this is actually true. So I many years ago I lived in San Francisco. close to the Presidio, which is close to, where there's a lighthouse, and on foggy nights you'd hear this horn that I'd fancifully think of as a lonely sea monster calling for its love. You go, ooh, ooh, like that. It's really kind of cool. Yeah, why I love that. So anyway, so we would Viamucha Clunchen, Dutich and Taya Solish. Okay, Holish. Okay, all right. So we would hear. Okay, so and we answer yes or no questions. Okay. I'm being a adol vieg. Okay, yeah. Or Havieg. Havieg.
Albeit.
Of Havieg. Well, not Havi, but Havieg. Okay.
Be
And
it.
you answer with the verb. Okay. All right. Okay. So that's the first part of the conditional. Okay. The lesson on the conditional. Any questions so far? No? Okay. All right. All right. Well, all right. So if you don't have any questions, I expect these will not be difficult.
I would.
Huh?
So, and that's number one. Let's see. I would go to the Gaelic Mòrag
Yeah.
Arrow,
Yeah.
but it's I would go.
Yeah, I would go. Yeah.
I would
Being.
go.
The
The being is I. The
Yeah.
being.
I
Okay.
would. Yeah.
Being. Okay.
Yeah. So remember, Vian and Chavi and Viamuch, uh, a fossilized version of really ancient Gaelic, in which the pronoun was folded into the verb.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what has remained of that ancient form is just this first person form, Vian and Viamuch. Okay, all right, okay, Leva. Okay, how about number two right here?
They would not go to the town at all, at all, at all.
At all, at
You
all.
have three
at
of
all.
them.
Yeah. Really emphatic, really emphatic. Okay, okay, all right, okay, okay, all right. Via on cut on Coney Ekanchena.
Would a cat something about going to the fire or something?
Well, be at the fire. Okay, Ekanchena on Coney Ekanchena, always Ekanchena. So the cat would always be at the fire. Okay, so on cold nights.
Oh,
Yeah.
on
On
Coe,
Coney. On
on
Coney.
on Coe,
On
Coney,
Coney. On Coney. Okay.
on Coney.
Always.
Always? That means
Always.
always? I thought it
Yeah.
meant together with someone.
No,
That's another word that
yeah,
looks
yeah.
similar.
That's colori. Cola.
Uh,
Colori. Okay, colori. Okay, so I'll just put it here. Okay. Colori. Okay, colori. Okay, cola. Okay, colori. Together. Okay. Together. And also not to be confused with achoni. Achoni, which means to live or reside, like furich. Okay, yeah. So there's a few words that are close to that. Okay.
Mm.
All right. So I'm being a coper erivata, being a coper erivata.
Would he go to work on a boat? Yes.
Yeah. Or would he work on?
Or would he work on a boat?
Yeah. Not a dole, but just a coper. Okay, I'm being a coper
Would he work on a boat? Yes.
on a boat. Okay, right, Leva. Havian Wavasek Tolacha.
I would not be terribly happy.
Very good. I would not be terribly happy if okay. If that were to be the case. Okay. Okay. Havia geht sona a chluch chlátach.
Won't they be happy playing on the beach?
Very good.
They will.
Yeah, won't they be happy or wouldn't they be happy?
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So won't they be happy would be okay. It's not be it son.
Be it.
Okay. Won't they be happy? Okay, so and there might be a little difference between the two. Won't they be happy? You might use if we're actually going to take the kids to the beach, and won't they be happy to be, to be able to play on the beach? Not biggie at Sona. It might not be so certain that we're going to the beach, so it's kind of conditional. Okay. All right. Fiek im aun ervort agus kasha ansa fresh.
Would butter be on the table and cheese be in the cupboard?
Very good. Yeah, vig. Okay, vig im. Okay, so butter would be on the table and cheese in the cupboard. Okay. Vig an kro ervonach economshin.
Cattle would be on the moor at that time.
At that time, yeah. Okay, so that seems to communicate the conditional. Oh no, not the conditional. The habitual. The regular state of affairs. Okay, so Viemich Agiri Junior.
Would we make dinner? No,
Would
again,
we want dinner?
want dinner. Would we
We
want
would
dinner?
want. We would want. Not would we want. It's not a question.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So remember that the question signal
would
would be okay,
Yeah.
or with other verbs on, or other verbs that did not begin with BFMP, okay, which did not begin with our mother bakes fine pies, okay, words, okay, it'd be on, okay, so, all right, so let's try translating into Gaelic. There would be coal on the fire and light in the room.
Be goal or
Gola, yeah, goal,
Aaron China,
yeah.
Agus Solus, Aaron yeah, it was on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember.
What's real hard, it begins with an
Shomer.
Shomer, but also begins with an R.
Room.
Yeah.
You can just say room?
Yeah, well, not room.
It's R-U-M like rump. But...
Yeah, with a long U, so it'll be room.
Okay,
That's
Shomer.
on room. Yeah, okay, yeah. So I'm just teasing there, but yeah, but shoulder or room. Okay, all right, glaiva. Okay, all right, okay. I would be cold outside without a coat.
Being for Hamugun Hota Òran.
Very good. Good chota autumn. Good Lenites. Okay, but very good. Okay. Being fur amui, and you used the correct outside amui. Good chota autumn. Very good. It would be nice or good. Okay, and warm at the fire.
Howbeit, nice.
We could just use ma. What? Ma. Okay.
Agus, not che, I guess, che, uh, uh, at, uh, at the fire.
Ekanchina.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ekanchina. Okay, yeah. It's
Ekanchina.
blah. I think the word you're looking for was blah. It's blah.
Yes, blah. Not hot, but warm blah.
Yeah. And we could also use snook.
Oh, snook, yeah.
Snook.
Mm.
That's what I was thinking.
Nice.
Yeah.
Couldn't remember
Okay.
it.
All right, flavor.
Would not be.
All right. He would not be long running up the street.
Avi, A, Fada, Arui, Suis, and Stratch.
On starch. Very good. Yes, Sue's on starch. Flavor. I'd also accept Rach. Okay.
Oh,
Rach, which is a road or a street, and it depends on what you mean. Okay. Yeah. So I've heard people try to make a distinction between Rach and Strach, and I don't quite buy it. I mean,
they're a little bit different.
some people say they are. Road
Hmm.
would be more like a highway, and a Strach would be more like
Wait.
in the city. But you could also refer to, the road outside your house in the city as the rat. So, yeah, so you could make a distinction or perhaps not. Yes. So, and I only mention that because I was once subjected to an infuriating lecture by somebody who firmly believed that there's a difference.
Mm.
Okay. So anyway, wouldn't they be singing in the hall tonight and then say no? Okay.
Not be it yet saying on the Talanuk and
Enough.
have if
Haviag. Yeah, very good. Very good. Yeah. All right. We would certainly be returning to the hotel.
Beamich. I think it starts with Beamich.
Yes, you're right.
I don't know the word certainly.
Gakinchuk.
Keenshuk?
Yeah, like Keenchuk.
Kincha.
Yeah, like
Kincha.
yeah, Keenchuk. And the adverb would be Gukinchuk.
Kincha.
Okay. All right. So vehement Gakinchuk.
I don't know the word returning either. Hotel is Tiosta.
Yantiosta. Okay. All right. So yeah, okay. So a return.
Chillig? A chillig?
Yeah, very good.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
A chillick.
A chillick.
Goes return. You can do a workaround. A chin arash. To come back. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. I mean, so if you can't remember chillig, a chin arash. Okay. But chillig, and there's a famous song. Oh, they'll have to sing one of these days. Hachil McCrimmon. Hachil McCrimmon. McCrimmon. It's a lament for somebody who's passed away. Okay. All right. So it would be dry and warm in the morning.
Yeah. It would be dry and warm in the morning if it wasn't wet at night.
Yeah, okay.
So that means it would be a question, not a question.
No, be a statement.
But not a negative one.
And not a negative. Okay, so you're doing process of elimination.
Do a process of elimination.
So this is like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? You're thinking out loud and
I'm hoping one will be a winner on B. Is it on B?
no, it's not a question. Not a question. It's not a negative. It's not a negative question. It's not a question. So to be the statement, and what's the statement form?
Viv.
Vieg, okay, yeah.
Good.
Vieg a, or probably E, Vieg E,
Try
dry.
August.
Chirum,
Cherum, August. We just talked about not being hot but warm. Blah.
blah,
Ansamaten.
ouncevaten, or savaten. Okay, it could be ouncevaten, or most often shortened to savaten. Okay, okay, in the morning. Okay, ounce
Ansamaten.
vaten. Okay, so yeah, so you'll see it shortened to ounce savaten. Okay, Gleva. I would not be comfortable in that chair.
Vichin, Vin, Kocho, Anas, Hatcher, Sin.
Ansa Kahershen, Ansa Kahershen, yeah. Havian Korstel, Havian now, is that what you said?
Korstel.
Vian?
Yes.
Okay. Havian Korstel,
Sure.
Ounce Kahersha, Leva. Okay. Havian Korstel. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So here's the answer key. Okay, so you can go back over this. Okay, okay, all right. So, a little note. Now we should know this by now. Sometimes you'll see August and
It's
contracted to is or apostrophe s. Okay, okay, all right, okay. And next week we'll learn another way to speak in the conditional. Okay, so other verbs, all other verbs have have the conditional. Okay, so what we want to so next week we'll go into the other verbs and how we make the conditional out of other verbs. Now, of course, if you want to express the conditional with the verbal noun, that's quite all right. So, vien adol, I would go. Okay, but there's a way to express it directly with the verb to go. Okay, and we'll learn that. All right. Okay. All right. All right. Any questions so far? Question B? Okay, okay. No question now? All right, okay. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, so, all right, so give me a moment. I've got to locate my okay. My whatchamacallit.
What you call it? I haven't heard that for a long time.
My taspanoch, my presentation. Okay. Okay, where are we now? Right. So just okay. 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 Almost there, almost there. So let's see. What do we got? Now I have to find my Zoom, come back to Zoom and do the share. And there we go. Okay. All right. So now I have I ever shown this to you before?
No,
I don't
Nope.
think so.
no, I'm looking forward to it.
Good. Okay. Okay. Pòsadh Ghàidhealtachd. Pòsadh, marriage in the Highlands. Okay. Okay. Pòsadh Ghàidhealtachd. Okay. So, Ghàidhealtachd. I recently uh uh, uh, was overheard, read a conversation about Ghàidhealtachd, which literally means on the Gaeltacht, on the Highlands, but we say the Gaeltacht, on. Okay, not in the Highlands. In English, we'll say in the Highlands. In Gaelic, you say the Gaeltacht. So anyway, and Gaeltacht, of course, is the land of the Gaels. Okay, all right, okay, Gleva. All right, okay, so Suitor and his best friend called on the girl's father to ask her hand. Okay. All right. So anyway, so this is a very common way to precede a wedding. Now, most of this happened amongst, you might say, relatively social equals. And so, unlike in aristocratic circles in England, for instance, you know, uh, there's very little in the lines of arranged marriages or marriages for social position or to preserve inheritance or to gain land or something like that. So in cases like this, um, the the man and the woman were in agreement that they wanted to get married, but there's this thing that they would ask the father. Okay, after some small talk, friend would talk up praise of the young man, and a girl would show her concurrence to marriage by staying in the room. So if she left the room, that would be kind of a non-verbal signal. Yeah. I don't want anything to do with this, okay? And the father would say something like, Nambigi Jonach, Bimisha Jonach, Mudabi Chavimisha. If she were willing, if she were willing, big, okay, there we go, the conditional, I would be, or I am willing, okay? Mudabi Chavimisha. If she is not, then I am not. Okay, so you have this little formulaic phrase. Okay, and the couple would then drink a dram from the same cuach, cuach in Gaelic, and so here's the cuach. Okay, that they drink from, to signify their agreement. Okay, so that's a cute little custom. Now this Nambigi Jonach, Bimisha Jonach, that is very interesting because there are many stories in Gaelic folklore and Gaelic songs even, where the father tries to force marriage upon, mostly upon the girl. Okay, so and they never turn out happy. Okay, you have tragedies where young people are forbidden. Young people who love each other are forbidden to marry, and the ending is always tragic, which is kind of, I think, an embedding in the culture, a warning about don't do this. Okay, so anyway, so there's such a thing as an informal marriage by declaration. Often in the Highlands, there wasn't an official or a priest or a pastor to officiate at a wedding. Make a formal declaration that a couple were man and wife. So they did what was called hand fasting, okay, which is a wonderful custom. And in fact, some people nowadays have incorporated this into a formal marriage. This, at the time, it was an agreement to live together for a period, say a year. And if the woman became pregnant, a proper marriage followed. The child was considered legitimate, but the semblance of it was that you'd have this piece of tartan, and the handfast would wrap the tartan around the hands of the couple. And as I said, some people nowadays have incorporated that into an official marriage, even though at one time it was just kind of an informal agreement because there wasn't a priest available. But nowadays people have taken to instituting it as a part of a formal marriage. So I find it wonderfully symbolic. Okay.
They did it in the Outlander.
Oh, okay, did they?
Roger and Bree got married that way.
Oh, okay, did they? There you go. Okay. Okay.
And some of his parents did the same thing. So yeah.
Okay. All right.
Whose tartan would they use? The man's tartan or the
I would think the
lady?
woman's, but I'm not sure.
Well, have to remember that in traditional times, there weren't set family tartans. Tartans were mostly regional or district.
Okay.
People in a particular district would just tend to, because of the natural colors that were available, in that district, because the colors, the dyes are always made from, the
Plants.
flowers and the fauna
Beets and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, the plants that were available, sometimes lichen, okay, moss, and that were available in the area. So you had district tartans, not necessarily formally established family tartans. And so, so to answer your question, probably whatever was available. All right. Okay.
So, Michael, is that where they get tie the knot?
Tie the knot. Well, maybe. I've never looked into that. That's a good question. Okay, tie the knot, where that comes from. Yeah, I'll do a little research on that and get back to you.
Okay.
Okay, tie the knot. Tie the knot. I'm making a note. Okay. So now outside of the Gael talk, I just thought I'd mention this. Runaway marriages to Scotland were popular with English couples. The Scots, Highland and Lowland, were a little bit more relaxed about the whole marriage thing. Okay, the whole marriage thing. Okay, there are many restrictions on marriage in England and few in Scotland. And Greta Green at the Scottish-English border was a favorite spot for people to run away to, for couples, young couples to run away to. And actually, it was that way until I have here 1939. Okay.
Wow.
So, and what would happen is, so here you see a picture on the left, the Greta Green old smithy, the marriage anvil, and a couple tying the knot, or like you say, tying the knot, right? Hand fasting, and they go to a blacksmith, and the blacksmith would perform the marriage, but but the Scots, both Highland and Lowland, were a little bit more relaxed. They weren't so puritanical. About the whole thing about sex and marriage and love and romance and all that. Just a little bit more relaxed. Okay, so anyway, so all right, so a Ghàidhealtachd, the first arrangement. So this was a more formal request, and the best man requests marriage for friend. The proposed groom is not present, but waits anxiously at home, supposed to be looking after the children. And this is if I can figure out how to show this, from a production of Gru is Uacher, set in the 1930s in the Hebrides. So hold on one second. Let me see if I can. I don't know if I can. Where are we? Okay. All right. Okay. Reclaim host. Let me reclaim the host. And then I'm the host now. Okay. Oh, this real cute little scene. All right. Let me try the oh, darn it. Have to restart this stupid thing. All right, okay. Let me see. What am I doing now? All right. Stop the share for a moment. Come back to the share. Okay. Share. All right. Could you hear that sound?
Yes.
Oh, you could. Oh, wonderful. Okay. All right. So let's try it. So this is from an actual movie, written by a Gaelic. The book was written by a Gaelic author, though it was written in English, called Gru is Uach, or Crowdy and Cream, and it's set in. It's actually the brother of my longtime tutor who wrote this. So anyway, all right, let's go. And this is the groom sitting at home waiting to find out if he's going to get married or not. And those two little boys are supposed to be in the house, but they snuck out. And this is where the best friend bargains for the bride. You see, so this is very common too. They speak in metaphors. You see, he's saying, I'm here to buy a boat, but of course, everybody knows that it's the proposal. It's the ray check, the arrangement for the marriage. But he speaks in this metaphor, and so people have a lot of fun with that. Oh, I know where I go. Okay, darn it. Okay.
Stúil de ventas de haar, no scrib ac fit de var and shacharasit. Oh, hat dóid. Marsin, is a meroon correct shidums the air ac yn small. Got tosioch, got jail. Air a hisses de droch fwydd. Is nach a taranya hachgyd.
John eisiau, Joey. A ni gisio ymw gadr. A ha ymwydych re a hast as the boost. That's the sunny. A diach I di agora a chymyl chrani.
Fi bain et do mac o'n nid yn wrth y bi. Fi'n graag yn mi cwn y marod.
Now there's no sound.
Oh, no sound?
Uh-uh.
Well, there's no talking now.
Okay.
He's just drinking.
Tawar ka ganyan. Aba siya hawa.
Awn i hri lacan. Teba mi di efo dŵl o chwmal o hen. Ach, mae fyrt a charid y Seamus gons y gawftanys. Gyng hen da sy'n dwy, gŵr ymach, ys gyffaithlach. Doch o gydjalach mit di.
Aba siya. Emi chinchach. Georgie, can check us a bit. Georgie, Ericus or shapes.
Thornton, just one Seamus or Svan. Seamus of the hand.
All right. So that was the Ray check. Okay. It was a betrothal feast. The bride's relations passed out tea. The grooms passed out whiskey. Before it, girls from the bride's family and from the grooms went around and invited the guests. And a great slight, great insult if anybody was left out, anybody in the village was left out. Okay. So you had to invite everybody. Okay. All right. So, and so here is a custom that carried out sometimes. The creeling of the groom. The day before the wedding, groom carried a large basket or creel filled with stones from one side of the village to another. continued until the fiancé ran out and gave him a kiss, and then permitted him to stop his circuit of the village. So, all right. Okay. Ceremony of the feet washing. This took place sometimes. Night before the marriage, friends of the bride would wash her feet. Okay. And the treatment of the groom was much rougher. His feet were covered in soot and feathers. And soot represented hearth and home and was thought to be lucky. So, like, the chinna. Okay. A coin was put in the water and a general scramble for it, because whoever secured the coin would be the next to marry. So kind of equivalent to throwing the flowers over your shoulder at the actual marriage. Okay. Okay. The procession. The bridegroom first, preceded by the bagpiper and a young man on either side, followed by the bride with her maids. Bride and groom to exchange vows outside the front entrance to the kirk, with the guests standing by. Then they entered the church for the wedding, for the blessing, and then pistols and guns are fired over their heads, and cake is broken over the bride's head, and a great struggle for a piece of it. Though in one song that we have, they talk about the cutting of the cake. Okay, okay, all right. The wedding dinner provided by the bride's parents, while the groom supplied the drinks, and sometimes what you call a potluck. Long tables were set out in a barn with dishes of meat, potatoes, eggs, and oatcake and cheese. And here's a quote describing: the food was heaped up like seaweed. There is butter and cheese and fish being served by women of liberal hand. There are lads fighting and grappling and chewing bones. Okay, so everybody was digging in. And the bridegroom goes round with a plate. Guests give according to their inclination. So he went around asking for gifts. And sometimes they received enough to stock their farms. So the people in the community would donate to help the young couple set up their new household. Something called a penny wedding. They danced to a piper, often to a fiddler, and the fiddler got a penny a dance, which was a lot back then. At the end of each dance, all the couples kiss, and the ceremonial first dance by the bride and groom and best man and a bridesmaid. So you recognize some of these things as something that we still do in the United States and in American culture.
Could they give you dollars? They dance with the bride and they give her $1.
Okay.
I've been to weddings that do that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Well, there you go. Religious authorities tried since the 1600s to ban these celebrations. This was in the Protestant areas. The Presbyterians were real killjoys.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Knox was no fun.
No fun. Which led to promiscuous dancing. They considered dancing to be the the activity of the devil. Full of what they called loose speeches, singing of licentious songs, profane minstrelsy, that is music, just playing music, great debauchery, seminaries of great profanation, and I might have mentioned this before, what was it? Movies like Footloose.
Yeah.
Where, we're here in the United States, very strict Presbyterian minister tries to ban such evil things as dancing. So anyway. Continued dancing until it was time to go to bed. The stealing of the bride, and not really stealing, but in a joking manner. Okay. The bride taken away and undressed by friends. And the mother of the bride and groom sprinkled the marriage bed with holy water. Knots in the groom's clothing were untied to assure the marriage would be fruitful. And the bridegroom shows his virility by doing the salmon leap, springing into the bed from the floor. And this was after the hero Cuchulainn, who has his famous salmon leap. He could jump great distances. like over rivers and streams. And so the bridegroom had to prove that he was worthy of Cuchulainn, the great Gaelic hero. And festivities continued until morning without the bride and groom, of course. And then the brooch or kerch was placed on the bride's head. So that's this little kerchief, which signified that she was now a married woman. Okay. And sometimes the celebration would go on for days. No honeymoon per se. The couple stayed with the bride's family for a week. They attended church the following Sunday, and that's when they were considered truly married. That's when the marriage was completed, and then they moved into the new home, okay, the new farm. Okay, all right. Anyway, so that's marriage in the Highlands. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. So anyway, that's fun. That's fun to go over that. Any questions? Any questions about that? Okay. So anyway, so I've got if I can get it to work, I've got where are we? Right here. I've got a Òran Shekhinah Mòrag, Mòrag. Okay. All right. So now you can see this on the screen, right?
Yes.
All right. So it goes Mòrag, Mòrag.
Mòrag.
Right. It was Mòrag, or it is Mòrag. Mòrag Arena Vanish.
Mòrag
Vanish.
Had the wedding, who had not had, but who had the wedding, or literally made the wedding. Okay. Mòrag Arena Vanish Enamel, who had the famous wedding. Or who okay. Biodh on Uri. Black-haired last year. I guess Biodh Ambliana. Biodh Ahulala. Ahunik mi Shariavi. That I ever saw her. So she was black-haired last year, black-haired this year, black-haired ever since that I ever saw her. Now, remember that a lot of these songs, this was a walking song, and a lot of these songs were, sometimes silly, sometimes nonsense songs. And so, so Biodh and Uri, Biodh Ambliana, so so these people weren't dyeing their hair pink and purple and things like that. But so she's black-haired. Remember that when we refer to somebody as a color in Gaelic, we're referring to their hair color. Okay. All right. So, Farentai Benentai. The man of the house danced with the lady of the house, or literally the lady of the house or the woman of the house had the man of the house. Okay. Is on Sgeulachd and Tervent. And the plowman with the servant. So, we had the pairing off with social equals, sort of. Okay. Van Burgel Echevanerik. The cowherd danced with the milkmaid. Es Mohenner Ek Mohenevar. And my grandfather and grandmother danced together. Okay. Bashonach is feel Ech. Okay. Janet played the fiddle. Okay. Literally something like Janet and her fiddle, Janet and her fiddle, played the fiddle. Runich is peep Ech. So Rachel was playing the pipes, Runich. Okay. Morn and doses Fetenech. Okay, Morn and dose. More, so her name is More, and dose would be the drones. Okay, like the drones of the bagpipes. So Morn and dose, is Fetin, and the chanter. The fetin is sometimes a whistle, but in this context, the chanter, so you can separate the chanter from the bagpipe. Okay. So, just the thing that they blow in like a flute, right? And they play it is Hennig Iet Anrila. And they would all sing the reel or play the reel. They all sang the reel. I'll put that in quotes. Okay. All played the reel, sang, because sometimes when you play music on an instrument, you sing it. Okay. Hennig Iet Anrila. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's see if I can get this music. And if I can't get it here, I'll pull it up on my other computer. But let's see if I can do it on this one. All right. Okay. Let's see then. Can you hear that?
You can't hear it. You see it. Yeah.
Can you hear that?
I can hear that.
Hear it.
You can? Okay, Gleba. Okay. All right. Okay.
Mòrag gyrainn vanis ram. Mòrag gyrainn vanis. Mòrag gyrainn vanis ram. Vai nu ani sa nu vabian. Vai nu miskariauni. Vai sa nu vabian. Vai nu miskariauni. Mòrag Mòrag gyrainn vanis ram. Mòrag gyrainn vanis ram. Ben tas dan yarm. Ambo ibaneris kenegen mokanam. Ben tas dan yarm. Ibaneris kenegen kanam.
I'm slowing this down a little bit.
Can't hear it.
Okay. And then the rest of it is playing the instrumentals. But anyway, there you have Shimorak. And you can go back from the link in the lesson and play it and learn it and perform it for us when we come back next time. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So remember, we have next week off. Okay.
Yes.
So I want to say this to you. Okay. Okay. Want to say. Okay. Okay. Right here. Okay. La non-tangalic sona gaiv. Okay. La non-tangalic sona gaiv. Okay. So that's okay. That's anybody know what that says?
Instead of something, happy something.
Day is happy.
Thankfulness.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Oh,
thanks.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Yeah. Tang, okay, that's the root. Okay, tang.
Yeah.
Tangalach, of thanks. So day of thanks, Sona.
Happy.
Happy to you, plural you. Okay, so happy Thanksgiving to you all. Okay. I hope you have a wonderful, happy, stomach-filling Thanksgiving, okay, with turkey and ham and whatever else is your preference. Okay, all right.
And
So
thanks, and the same to you, and Husa to you. Husa to you too.
Husa to me too. Okay. All right. Okay. Aikava hula dunya.
Aikava.
Jerry.
Jerry.
Akava.
Aikava.